Hello and welcome to Cheshire Audio. Now, this is just a bit of an end of the week roundup really. I want to talk about some part exchanges, because last time I mentioned part exchange, well actually a couple of videos ago I think I said I've got a few things that are sitting around in the shop and I'm going to put them to eBay, but if you want first refusal, here they are. This is, you know, if you want to, they all sold. Never got anywhere near eBay. So I've had something, there's a few things that are coming in and a few things that are already here, part exchange wise. So I thought I'd put it up here first, because that seems quite effective really, but I'll talk about that in a sec. What else was I going to do? System recommendations as well. I'm going to try and start talking about systems that gel together really, really well, and just sort of highlights different setups that I've heard that I think work really well together. This has been spurred on a little bit by a combination I set up for a chap yesterday, and it just made me think actually, because it is a setup that I really like, with a few components that I really like, and I thought, yeah, might be worth talking about, because there's a few like this. There's a few systems that just sort of work really well together. I'm also going to just, people keep saying, why don't I do the music recommendations anymore? Basically, because not many people watch them, really. If you look at the statistics for the views, they're all really low, every one of them. And you would expect it to be more general interest, but it doesn't seem to have been the case. They seem to stall a little bit, those. So what I'll try and do, which I'm going to do in a bit actually, I'll try and include a bit of music within other videos, I think. Rather than doing a specific video for that, I'll just try and stick things in. And I think that might be it, yeah. I think that's it. They're the things we're going to talk about in a minute. Firstly, I want to talk about, hit me quite hard actually, Danny Thompson's died. And if you don't know who Danny Thompson is, plays double bass. He basically was the sound of, I would say, the sound of folk rock. Well, more than that really. Very distinctive double bass player, very distinctive sound. And if you've heard the album, the John Martin album, I can't remember which one it is now. Solid Air, sorry, brain went. Solid Air, the sound of Solid Air. Some people say, oh, you heard the bass on that? Have you heard the way, isn't it gorgeous, that album? Danny Thompson, that's why it sounds like that. It's his style all over it, really. I mean, he was a founder member, I think, of the Pentangle, and a lot of the Pentangle stuff has got this real warmth to it, and this real, I don't know, he's just an incredible talent, really. And the more you look into him, the more you realise, the coverage of things he's been involved with. I mean, obviously he was not obviously, but he was on Nick Drake's 5 Leaves Left album, can't even say it. He was played a lot with Richard Thompson, toured with Richard Thompson. I've probably, funnily enough, I was talking to a friend about this, I've probably seen him and not realised, because I wasn't sort of totally aware, because I'm not a person who really, I don't really log who band members are. It doesn't really go, I don't really remember stuff like that. I tend to listen to the music and whatever, but I don't sort of know, like some people are like encyclopedias, aren't they? Just know everybody who's been in every band and where they ended up and where they went afterwards. I don't do that. But Danny Thompson has made quite an impression on me, because that particular sound I really like, and he's on loads of stuff. Believe it or not, he actually was on, I didn't realise this, I just did a bit of a research. He played on Cliff Richard's Congratulations, which I think did he win? Or did he come second in the Eurovision Song Contest? But so he goes back a long way. Played with T-Rex. It was Kate Bush, I think he was on Hounds of Love, actually. So he's been around and about quite a bit, but and I think in later years he was involved with Fairport, Crop Ready Festival, that sort of thing. I think he generally would be there. I think he might have actually, did I really compared the Crop Ready? Been there a couple of times. I went years ago. I went in the early 80s to that. But anyway, yeah, Danny Thompson, big loss actually. 83, I think he was. But yeah, they've been losing so many people at the moment. It just seems to be every other week there seems to be some icon who's, but they're all getting on really, as am I. Anyway, it's getting a bit morbid now. Second-hand stuff that's been traded in. I'll just run through what's coming, just so you can get, before it sort of goes either on the website or to eBay if it's a little bit more. I've had in, or will have in, a very, very low use Afita 3 cartridge that's coming, less than a year old. I will have a Riga Illicit amplifier, which is less than a year old. That's probably sold, but if just in case it doesn't, that's coming if you want to inquire about it. A Roxanne Black CD player, black being the model, not the colour. The colour I can't remember. I think it's graphite. There's two. They do titanium and they do graphite. And I think it's a graphite one, which is like a grey, which is probably the nicest finish actually. That's available. That's probably 2 or 3 years old, I think. Is it that old? Might be 2 or 3. Yeah, but I think that's about 2. I'll check that. But I think that's 2 or 3 years old. But it's a really good CD player. I've got an Atoll CD 200 coming. I'm not sure whether it's an Evo or a signature, but I'll know when it comes in. That's recent. It is recent, but it's recent enough to possibly be an Evo. That might be it, actually. That might be it. I can't think of anything else to hand. The only thing that's left from a previous sort of talk about, XM and second-hand stuff, is I've still got the 009 Stax headphones. No Energizers now, but I have got the 009s. They're here, still available. I think that's it, actually. Yeah, I think that's it. System. Let's do the system thing. Put this on the other day, and each individual component of this I love. P6, obviously P6 ND5, which is a sort of a package you can buy. It has about 1,500 and something. Might be 1,600 and something. I can never remember prices. In white, actually, but funnily enough, which never really sells in white very often, but I think it really suits it. So really good source. Favourite A21 Sugden running through Riga Aria, which is no longer available. I do have a demonstrator, but I'm going to keep that until replacement comes. And a real favourite, these little Dali Menuet SEs, which are just gorgeous. They're just such a nice sounding speaker. I mean, what's the price of this going to be? Sort of 1,500, 3,000 for an integrated Sugden nowadays, but still good value. I mean, they can put it up, but it's still good value because that thing just punches way above its price point. It always has. These are about 1,500, so it's about 6,000. It's a lot of money, £6,000 system, but it's one of those setups that just seems to gel really well together, and you can just the musicality of it, and you can just relax back into it and just enjoy your music. And it's clean and clear, but not overly analytical. It shows talent in the musicians. It gives you a good sound stage. It presents everything really nicely. It doesn't shout at you, but it'll get up and go if you want it to. It's just a really good combination, that. I mean, I love the Sugden. I've always loved the Sugden. I mean, the only drawback possibly is if you want to drive a big room, then perhaps you go to the SE, which has got a bit more oomph to it, but actually does lose a little bit of the musicality that the little one's got. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of highlight that, really. I mean, they're sort of almost all three of them are kind of go-to components for me. I just love all of them, but put them together and it just creates a certain sort of magic, really. Little ancillary things are a bit random, actually. I've got an Atlas mains block down there, which is nice, not filtered, just a straight through one, but that's quite a good upgrade. That about £300. Sounds like a lot of money, but actually it's just a very well engineered mains block, and it just lifts things. You can always borrow one of those to try if you wanted to. There's a Nordost power cable to it, and then after that, it just standard leads after that with Nordost. Completely overkill, actually. Nordost Red Dawn wired into it. It just happened to be there, really. I mean, you'd probably put Atlas Hyper with it or something like that if you were trying to keep things at a level, really. So yeah, that recommended. Really like that. The stands I can't get now. Solid Steels. Basically, the company fell out with the UK distributor. I feel really sorry for the guy, to be honest, because he was unwell, and he was unwell for a long time, and it all fell apart while he was sick. So as far as I'm aware, there's no UK import for these. If you want to buy some, you have to buy them from Italy, and it's a nightmare. So that's a shame, because these are superb. Really, really, really like the stands. Lateral table. Kevin makes these in Ashbourne, which isn't too far away. Fantastic, acoustically fantastic table. And the little table there, believe it or not, which was a bit of a fad for a while, is I think it's £5, £10 from IKEA. Can't remember what you call it now, that little table. Very, very lightweight, but just works quite well with record players. And there's a little platform underneath there, which is a company which no longer exists, called Bass. He used to make tables, and you could buy the platforms, and then you could buy a table which the platforms fitted into, and it was really good. But no more. But I've still got a couple of platforms. I should just use a bit of extra isolation. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, and the Aria phono stage. That is going to be replaced by two models. I think I've mentioned this before. No idea when, but I'm going to keep hold of that until. So that will be for sale at some point, but not until the new versions come. There's going to be an MC and an MM version to replace it. Who knows? I suspect it might happen at Bristol show. I'm not sure. Let's get purely guesswork. Okay, so as requested, a bit of music. Then you regret it now, because what I thought was, well, what have I bought recently? I'll just talk about that. I do have a bit of an eclectic taste in music. I listen to all sorts of stuff, and some quite crazy stuff as well. First thing I'll talk about, and this cropped up. I've known about this for a long time and never bought the music, and I'm trying to manipulate the camera at the same time, it's not working. I've known about this music for a long time. It's the film, from the film The Draftsman's Contract, which is a completely crazy film if you've ever seen it. I love it actually, but you have to watch it a couple of times to work out what the heck's going on in it. It's one of those films which you just have to keep watching it, and eventually you work out, you know, what's going on. But yeah, it's a little bit a David Lynchy type feel to it. But yeah, there's things going on in it that you can't. There's no explanation for, never explained within the film. But it's brilliant, and the music is brilliant, and the music is Michael Nyman. Michael Nyman, the Draftsman's Contract, and it's sort of kind of a classical feel to it, but with it sounds a little bit like it's Renaissance-y early instruments that's being played on it. I don't know whether you can actually hear it in the back. It's actually playing downstairs. I don't know, can you hear it? Not really. And it's hard to describe it. It's quite, in places, very staccato. There's a track where the lead instrument is tuba, and the tuba plays the tune, and you've got the violins and things doing stuff in the background, and it's, on first listen you think this is rubbish. It's absolute, it's too mad to be true. But with a sort of repeated listens, it gets under your skin, and I must admit, I've got it playing in the shop. I don't know what people think when they come in, because it is completely nuts in completely nuts in places. But I just love it, and I loved it when I saw the film the first time. And I didn't realise, well, I should have known really. I didn't realise that this was available on. I should have bought it on vinyl actually, but I wanted to play it in the shop, and I tend to play CDs in the shop. I hadn't realised it was really, I suppose, it was still available as a thing. And we were in this is completely unrelated, but I heard it. We went into an art gallery, and I was walking around looking at the different paintings or whatever, and I kept thinking, oh, I know this music. I really do. This is something relevant that I've listened to and really enjoyed, and I can't. Where's it from? And then there was a CD case on the side, on a table somewhere, and that's it. Michael Nyman, that's what it is. And so I got straight home and ordered it. There you go. The other one actually was from. I might have to try and. Have I got a picture of it on my phone? Did a demo the other day, and this is a similar thing actually. You wonder what on earth my music taste is like, really. Chap had a few things that I quite, albums that I've got and enjoy, and then he played this thing by a band called Griffin, which I vaguely have heard of, but I've never heard the music. And as I always do when he was playing it, I said, oh, I really like this. I took a picture of his CD. And what it is, again, it's sort of almost like medieval, well, earlier probably instruments, very, very early medieval instruments, playing kind of folk-ish, rockish sort of thing. And it's great. It's got sort of overtones of, I think I said this to him actually, he sort of knew what I meant. It's got overtones of Dr. Strangely Strange, but a lot more polished than that. A little bit of a feel of Caravan. So that's the two albums I've bought this this week actually. So don't judge me. Yeah, any comments, send me an email. Yeah, okay, so that's your music. You asked for it, didn't you? Anyway, I think that's it now. I think that's it. Yeah, that's everything. So yeah, if you're interested in any of the trading, just give me an email. And I'll probably, going by last time, I'll probably have to put you on a list and see what happens for when it comes in, because I got loads of inquiries, absolutely loads of inquiries. It was really, really good actually, really effective. Really pleased with it. So I'm doing it again. Yes, that's it. I'll leave it there. What's coming up in videos? I still haven't done a proper walk round of the Rubicore 2s, the Dali speakers, which I played fully for that same the chap with the Griffin album. Used those in the demo, and it sounded lovely actually in there. They're really growing on me. I mean, I liked them straight off, but they do appear to be quite special. Those. Need to do that. I need to do a proper review of the little super tweeters I showed you the other day. Took them to a customer's house. Oh, weird. I took them to a customer's house the other night. We were there till 1:30 in the morning, believe it or not, and couldn't hear a difference. Didn't do anything on his setup at all. I've had that before, funnily enough. I've been to his house before with Thompson super tweeters. Couldn't hear a difference. Anywhere else, fabulous. But into whether his speakers go up into high frequencies already, I don't know. This for some reason, don't know what it is. But everywhere else I've used them, fabulous. But anyway, we'll pursue that one. What else do I need to do? I think that's it for. Yeah, I think that they're the two I need to do. The CD400's gone back to. People keep asking about this. The CD400 has gone back to Atoll again. It was only here for a few days. I need to buy one really. Need to buy one. But yeah, that's it. In the workshop at the moment, it's completely. I'll take you down there actually, but I'll just tell you what's in there. The Haybrook turntable is nearly done. The rig that was here has done and has gone out. There's an Elite Rock down. They've got a real diverse selection of decks down there. I've got an Elite Rock which had been in storage for a long time, which just basically needs cleaning up and checking out. And it's in a real state. It's just like it's covered in dust and the silicon's gone everywhere, and it's mainly cleaning is the problem with that one. I've got a Sondek with a newer type of lingo, and it's a configuration of Sondek I don't think I've ever seen before, but that's just in for cartridge. And he's going to bring in an Axis for cartridge too. And what's the other one? That Thorens is still there. Thorens, I'm just going to, basically that is for sale. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. It actually works fully now, apart from it won't play 45, but I'm not going to pursue that. Like that, leave that for somebody else. But if you want the Thorens 160 with SW 3009 on it, and I'll probably leave the Autofun cartridge on it, although it probably needs a new cartridge. That's up for sale. Anybody's, just make me an offer for that, to be honest, really. I think that's one of those. That probably will end up on eBay, because I suspect if I just put it on auction, that could fly, actually. It's one of those things, it's so nice internally. Just let down by the fact there's oxidation on the platter, which is the visual thing, really. But internally, it looks brand new. So anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know as well. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I've garbled on a bit this time, to be honest. But I'm a bit, I've got quite a bit to do downstairs. I want to get that cartridge fitted today and get that out. And I want to try and finish the Haybrook, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's nearly done. It's all together. It just needs balancing up, cleaning up, oils and that sort of thing, sorting, and then it's done. Most of the graft done, that's done now. It's been a bit of a journey, that one. Yeah, okay, so I'll leave it there. Sorry, gabbling still. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget you can buy me a coffee if you've watched any of the instructional videos and you want to buy me a coffee, which is much appreciated. You can do that. And that's it. I'll see you soon.